I want to thank our reader, Nancy Wirtz, and Gary Lynn Floyd and our music team for the fabulous music that supports the message today. Michael Singer speaks of his writing, The Untethered Soul, as a journey of exploration of self. And he writes that the only person that is required on this journey is the one who is the expert for your journey, you. The next 12 weeks can act as a guide on your journey in which you learn what it's truly like to be who you are, always and in all ways. But before we begin, we have the question of the week. What is that one choice that you can make today to be aware of the world and of the observer within you, to see your limitless potential, and to apply spiritual practices to your daily life? One more time. What is that one choice you can make today to be aware of the world and of the observer within you, to see your limitless potential, and to apply spiritual practices to your daily life? In this philosophy, because we embrace our wholeness, at some level, we probably all know that that inner voice that is full of doubts and fears is not the real one. And our journey through the untethered soul helps to remind us of that. When we see ourselves as nothing more than an objective observer of our thoughts and emotions, as only the witness of our experiences, we can center ourselves in an awakened consciousness and move toward true spirituality. Michael Singer's book explores the concept of inner freedom by delving into the nature of consciousness and the self. Singer invites his readers to question their relationship with their thoughts, their emotions, and the world around them. And he argues that by observing our thoughts without attachment and understanding our true essence beyond the mind's chatter, we can attain a sense of inner peace and liberation. As Lesson 34 of A Course in Miracles reminds us, I could see peace instead of this. Singer also emphasizes the importance of letting go of past experiences and fears so that we can live fully in this present moment. Through mindfulness and self-awareness, Singer suggests that individuals can break free from limiting beliefs and habitual patterns, leading to a more fulfilling and joyful life. The text of the Course in Miracles suggests this. You consider it natural to use your past experience as the reference point from which to judge the present. Yet this is unnatural because it is delusional. When you have learned to look on everyone with no reference at all to the past, either his or yours, as you perceived it, you will be able to learn from what you see now. So as we journey through the untethered soul together, we're learning to live in the present moment of now, to see the reality of what is true, and to let go of past judgments. Singer leads us to letting go of the past and to an inner peace in 5 stages that relate to the 5 parts of his book. Each part allows us to explore different mirrors so we might see ourselves from different angles as we move through life. So today, as a quick overview, we take a 5,000-foot look at the 5 areas we'll be exploring throughout the next weeks. In their own way, each area contributes to the overarching theme of spiritual growth, self-awareness, the pursuit of inner freedom, and provides insights and practices to help us navigate our spiritual journey. But before I summarize these 5 stages, let me remind you to download the reading list for each week from our website so you can read it ahead of the message. And I want to tell you a short story about a village storyteller. There was an anthropologist who regularly went to this small village in Western Africa. He explored the forest and the caves, the riverbeds, and he looked in every nook and cranny for information about how the people live now and in the past. And during one visit, he ran across an abandoned hut. And when he looked inside, he found a stack of brand new TVs. Now, this village had just recently been given the gift of electricity. So the anthropologist was a bit confused as to why they weren't using these TVs. And he went to the chief. "Why don't your people use the TVs you were given?" And the chief answered, "We have our storyteller." The anthropologist said, "Well, I understand that, but don't you know that with TV, you can see hundreds, if not thousands of stories?" And the chief just looked at him and said, "That's true, but our storyteller knows us." I love that story because it reflects what is really important in life. To be around people who know you and accept who you are, which is why I love we're taking this journey through the untethered soul as a community. So let's take a quick look at the 5 parts that we'll be exploring. Part 1 is awakening consciousness. When we awaken our consciousness, we notice our own self-awareness and we become more tuned to the observer within us. We begin to explore that idea that we are not our thoughts. We're not our emotions or our experiences, but rather the consciousness that perceives them. This stage of our journey allows us to detach from the stream of our thoughts and emotions so we can gain a deeper understanding of the self. Part 2 is experiencing energy. On this part of our journey, we delve into the nature of energy and its impact on our lives. We've probably all experienced how unresolved emotions and blockages show up in unexpected ways and hinder our spiritual growth. When we're more aware of the energies in our lives, we can open up to all our experiences and we can allow that energy to flow freely through them. And we learn the importance of facing and releasing inner resistance. Part 3, freeing yourself. This portion of the journey addresses the idea of inner freedom, and it explores how individuals create limitations and sufferings through their thoughts, fears, and desires. Did you know that suffering is just a matter of your thoughts? By letting go of these limitations and embracing the present moment, we learn that we can achieve liberation and inner peace. Part 4 is going beyond. As we reach this part of our journey, we've awakened enough to explore the vastness of consciousness and our own limitless potential. We learn the significance of transcending the ego and connecting with a higher or universal consciousness, expanding our awareness beyond personal limitations and attachments. And the final part is living life. This part of our journey focuses on applying spiritual principles to our daily life. We learn how to integrate spiritual understanding into everyday experiences, into our relationships, and even into our challenges. As we come to the end of our exploration of the untethered soul, we see the importance of maintaining awareness, of staying open and embracing life with love and compassion. Singer wrote, "Fortunately, Deep within us, there is a deep connection to the divine. There is a part of our being that is beyond the personal self. You can consciously choose to identify with that part rather than with the psyche or the body. And when you do this, a natural transformation begins to take place within you. Over time, as you observe this transformation, you will see what it's like to be coming toward God. You actually begin to know what it feels like to be moving in the direction of spirit. The changes you see within you are reflective of the force you're approaching. Now, I know that to be true of my life. As a matter of fact, sometimes the transformation sneaks up on me over time as I continue to use my spiritual practices to be more aware of spirit in my life. What I am absolutely certain of is that when I move in the direction of spirit, the changes I see in me do reflect that God is right where I am. I wonder what life would be like if we really committed to taking this journey together as a community through the untethered soul. If we truly pledged to do the work and to stay together throughout the entire journey. Michael Singer reminds us, the more you are willing to just let the world be something you're aware of, the more it will let you be who you are. The awareness, the self, the Atman, the soul. I'm hoping in these next 12 weeks that this community will indeed journey together down that pathway of spiritual growth, of self-awareness, and the pursuit of inner freedom. The untethered soul certainly provides the insights and practices to help us navigate that spiritual journey. A Course in Miracles wrote, "When you have seen this real world, as you will surely do, you will remember us. Yet you must learn the cost of sleeping and refuse to pay it. Only then will you decide to awaken, and then the real world will spring to your sight." I'm inviting each of us to stay awake and allow all the possibilities that 2024 has to offer us for our spiritual growth to spring to our sight. And I want to end with these words of Singer about this journey. Though the journey we are about to embark on is an inner one, it will draw upon every aspect of your life. The only requirement asked of you is the willingness to honestly look at yourself in the most natural, intuitive manner. Remember, if we are seeking the root of self, what we are actually seeking is you. So in summary, how about you fully embrace this journey through the untethered soul? Remember to be aware of the world. Notice the observer in you, and know you are the expert on you. See your limitless potential. Hang out with the storytellers who know who you are, and be present to each stage of this journey. Apply the practices to your daily life. Let the world just be so you can be who you are, and allow your spiritual growth to spring to life. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so willingly, energetically, and effortlessly am aware of the world and of the observer within me? see my limitless potential, and apply spiritual practices to my daily life. And of course, I have a challenge for you this week, as always. Make a conscious choice to notice the observer in you. Find a way each day to live in the now without allowing the past to cloud your observations. That's not an easy one. Try it this week. I also invite you to check in every day and just see how you're doing. And if you forgot to be the observer that day, just start afresh the next. Let's pray. We take a deep, nourishing breath together as a community and just breathe in the love that flows through this community, knowing that that love is God, that love is that one life that's our life right here, right now. And all that God is, all of the love and compassion and the kindness and the limitless potential and the wisdom is right within each of us. So what I know this week is that each of us is pausing to just notice from an observer point of view what's going on around us, to live in that present moment of now, to let go of past judgments, of past observations, of past beliefs, and just notice each day afresh. So I am so grateful. I'm grateful for this community. I am grateful for this opportunity to be with you today. And I'm grateful for this journey that we're taking through the untethered soul. And it's from all that gratitude that I release these words into that divine yes, knowing that because the yes has already been said, we can just sit back, do what's ours to do, and know it's already done. Knowing that, I say amen. And let's affirm it together. And so it is. And I want to thank everyone that continues to donate and to keep our community alive and afloat. It is just wonderful to have this group of people that can come together. And if you're in the area, we do watch parties, so check in with me and I'll give you more information about that. And we soon will be looking for a new home. So enjoy our offertory song.